Hi class, I hope you had fun on your field trip. I just had a few things to review that we did in class today. I want to make sure that you have all the tools you need to build a really great persuasive speech. First, I told the class already today, stay strong. It's almost over. This is your last speech that you have to give, and it's worth quite a bit of points. It's worth 250 points altogether. So this is essentially 25% of your total overall grade. So you want to make sure to put kind of all of your effort, all of the things we have learned over the course of the semester into this speech. So stay strong, you're almost there. All right, just as a friendly reminder, the speech is 6 to 8 minutes, so you should be practicing to 7 minutes. There are a minimum of 5 sources. 3 of them, again, need to be scholarly, meaning written for an academic audience and commonly peer-reviewed. So a good place to get these sources is where I showed you on the City College database. 2 of them can be popular, but if you end up with 4 scholarly and 1 popular, that's fine as well. So speeches without all of these, sorry, I'm right in the flight path, so you're hearing the planes, but hopefully someone's going somewhere fun. So speeches without 5 sources will be penalized 2 letter grades. This means if you did A work on your speech, but you don't have the sources there, it means it'll drop you down to a C. So just make sure you have a minimum of 5 sources, again, 3 scholarly, 2 popular. On the day of your speech, you're going to have a packet handed to me, which means it has to be printed on the day of your speech. First, you need to start out with a title page, next an alphanumeric outline, then your references. Next, you're going to have an audience analysis sheet. So it's found on Blackboard, the exact specifications, but this is kind of a write-up of your SurveyMonkey survey that you did. You're just telling me how you implemented that into your speech. So this is in place of a visual aids page that you did for your informative speech. Next, you have your persuasive speech checklist with the boxes checked. I put Taj in charge of that, so just he'll tell you. But make sure your boxes are checked. That's it. All right. So you've already chosen your topic. Make sure you go back to Blackboard under persuasive speech topic proposal and make sure you see that magic word approved from me. If you don't, you need to make sure and negotiate your terms before. That needs to be done ASAP, like today. So your whole intention here is to move your audience into action. I showed you this slide before of how you're going to be structuring your persuasive speech, but here's another way of putting it. First, you're starting out with a main idea. Here's what I think. So this is why your speech thesis isn't a question. Why does this happen? Would it be best for this? No, you're stating your firm foundation of here's what I think. Then you're getting research to provide evidence and backing up your reasoning. So you're saying, here's my reason. So this is your body of your speech. Next, you go to a counter argument. So usually students will put this in the end of their body or maybe the beginning of their conclusion. So if I were giving the speech on the Philips Sonicare toothbrush, you could argue that, and the students came up with maybe they are thinking, well, I only spend $1 a year on a toothbrush. Why would I spend $40 on this Sonicare toothbrush? But I would say you're actually spending more on your doctor bills. So think about your speech. What is the opposite opinion of you? How are they justifying their opinion? And speak to that. And then tell them, but here's the weakness in your argument. And then you need a strong finish by saying what the call to action is. All right. Now let's go into Monroe's motivated sequence, which is an organizational pattern. There are several organization patterns in persuasive speaking, but this is the most kind of sustainable and the most taught through public speaking courses. So the first so Monroe's motivated sequence is a sequence of 5, like an organization of 5 things. First, get the audience's attention. So draw them into your speech. You do this at the very beginning when you go up there. So by now, you know you're not introducing yourself. You're not stating your thesis right off the bat. You're getting the audience's attention. Next, a need, or you can say that this is a problem. So what is the problem that we're having here? And how can it be satisfied? Visualize a world where this doesn't happen, or visualize a world where this problem gets worse. And then you give a call to action, so an exact step of what you want your audience to do. So let's put this in terms of an actual context. So in class today we had Giovanni is apparently going to be a CEO someday, probably will. So he was our CEO, and I was a employee, and I was going in to ask for a raise. So Giovanni, as the CEO, he's probably thinking about getting more money for his organization, right? So you want to meet the audience or the person where they're at. What are they thinking of? So I would go in there and say, hey, I know a way you can get more money and motivate your employees more. And then I for sure have his attention. Need. So we have a problem. I feel like I'm not being fairly compensated, and I'm not generating the revenue I could be for this organization. Satisfaction. But there is a solution to this. I could be way more happier if I felt like I was getting compensated correctly with $5 more added on per hour to my current salary. Visualize a workplace where you come in and I'm working to the best of my ability because I am motivated to work. All right, so I brought in these papers, call to action. I brought in these papers from HR, Human Resources. Here, sign them, right? You could also go through this if, for those of you who work with kids, you know that you're trying to always get them to do something like either food or clean their room. So with my 5-year-old niece, to get her attention, I just usually yell her name, Megan. And then we need to clean your room. This is a disaster area. I don't know what's happening in here. It looks like a tornado went through it. Satisfaction. But we can clean your room, and this can be sparkling, beautifully clean. So this leaks into visualization. Picture it where your stuffed animals are nicely in place, and your tea sets in the corner, and your blankets are nicely folded on your bed. Call to action. All right, so you pick up that stuffed animal, and I'm going to pick up this blanket. There you go. So that's Monroe's motivated sequence. Your colleagues actually use these to persuade me to give you 2 extra days on the next assignment that I'm going to show you. This is a persuasive speech quiz, but you don't need to do that. All right. So your assignment, if you go into student resources, persuasive speech resources, scroll down to the bottom where it says persuasive speech peer review. The first thing, so this was originally due by tonight, May 1st at 11:59. So your colleagues used Monroe's motivated sequence to convince me to have it not due till Friday. So you can thank them. First, you need to go to the discussion board post where you turned in your persuasive speech outline. You are going to be peer reviewing the person who submitted above you. So, for example, Locke will be peer reviewing Itzel. Itzel, you will be peer reviewing Giovanni, and so on and so forth. And then Olivia, it looks like that one will be deleted. Nathaniel, you'll be peer reviewing Locke, and so on. So you're peer reviewing the person above you. All right, so that's the first step. What I would do there is what I tend to do when I'm peer reviewing, I'll just go into somebody random. Rosalie, it's you. This is a file I can't open. Never mind. Can't do that. Okay, so here we go. Joanna. Okay, it's you. So what I usually do is download this to my computer. drag and drop the file over here so it's saved to my desktop. So once that's done, I'll open it up and go to the, it just opened really big. Go to the review ribbon and go track changes and mark it on. So now when I see something like head should be lowercase, you see how it tracks my changes there. Good. So you're going to go through your peers' outline, looking for APA formatting, looking for alphanumeric outline, speech introduction, body, and conclusion, making sure all things are there. So once you're done, at the very bottom of their outline, you can tell them what you thought that they did well. And then after you're done, save it like this, exit out, and then go back to the discussion board, reply, and attach it, right? Browse your computer, attach the file, and then hit submit, and you're done. So that's your third step. Now you might ask, why am I doing this? Like, this makes no sense. Isn't this your job to give feedback? First of all, I did give feedback on all of your other speeches. Second of all, Albert Einstein's pretty smart guy, arguably, said you do not really understand something unless you can explain it to your grandmother. Now, in this case, you won't be explaining it to your grandmother. It's your peers that you'll be explaining it to. But really, when we have to get the words out or get them on a paper of how to do something, this is when we're really motivated to learn something. So that's what you're doing. But you might think, well, what's in this for me? Good thing you asked. First of all, you're helping out your classmate, which is great to do. Should give you a good feeling. And then second of all, this will give you 2 points added on to your final persuasive speech grade. So again, this is due Friday, May 3rd. Remember, your audience analysis link that you designed on SurveyMonkey is due to be posted here by tonight. So grab your link and post it here if you haven't already. And then remember, the 10 times that you respond to somebody is due on Friday, May 3rd as well. And this is because people can then spend the weekend and then Monday to implement all of these things into their speech. All right, I will see you on Monday for your workday.